countdown on there.
That was great.
Yeah, yeah.
That was a really big Russian Circles vibe.
Definitely
right there.
Russian Circle.
Yes.
Yeah. What was the name of that
That's a
band?
band. That's a band called Cavern.
Cavern. Okay.
Cavern. Yeah, like a cave.
Shout out to Cavern. Fuck.
Yeah,
That was good.
So I've actually talked to them. Hopefully they'll be on sometime soon. Welcome to Q Mania Live. This week I have Contranistas with me. All the way. They're pretty far away. It's probably still daylight there. Bakersfield, California. Welcome, guys.
Yeah.
Turn my mic up, he says. Okay.
There we go.
There, louder. All right.
Louder, better.
Yes. There we go.
Can you hear us? Are
you coming through okay?
Yeah, you guys look phenomenal too.
Oh, thank you.
Very, very sharp.
Yeah.
A lot of preparation.
So much preparation.
I suck up quite a bit to guests. You know what I mean? So no, I need to go ahead and thank Tuesday's guest. I had a guest on from Johnny lives in Charleston, West Virginia, and Clancy was over in Chicago. This Earthly Tabernacle is the name of them, and they do it's different. It's like a story, maybe like an opera or like a play or like a musical. That's the way they're writing their record. So it's different, but it's good. So check them out. This Earthly Tabernacle. Nothing's out yet. They're hoping by the end of the year, but it's a long process, and they're gonna do like a comic book style thing with it. They have an artist doing. Yeah, it's really neat. It was a really neat show getting to know them and
That's awesome.
So when they sent me their music, I was like, this is all completely different. Like each track was completely different. I mean, one of the tracks is all in Spanish, so I was like, but. If you go back and watch the show, Johnny explains how they came up with the idea and all that stuff. It's pretty neat, really.
That's awesome. I'm gonna check that out.
So yeah, it's cool. So what are you guys into?
Oh man.
You have In-N-Out Burger today?
No, not today. In-N-Out Burger's overrated. Now I know I'm gonna get a lot of haters for saying that, but nah, man. I mean, it's cool, but nah. I'm all about Juicy Burger, Habit Burger, dude. That's where it's at. I'm a big Habit Burger fan.
Habit Burger.
Yeah, In-N-Out's just it's whatever.
Yeah, it's so
you
different.
Heard you heard it here first. Contranistas.
East Coast food and West Coast.
I'm speaking for myself here. All right.
I enjoy a good In-N-Out Burger. I see all these other.
I was telling Dax that it's been a long time since I've been to California. I have a cousin that lives out in. It's not Mission Viejo. I told Dax it was Mission Viejo. I have to look it up on my phone, but it's somewhere out there. Near Dana Point. I think we went to Dana Point and we went to San Diego and we did all that. But I was like maybe 13. I wore sandals with socks, so it was right around that era. But that's the only time I've been to California. I did have In-N-Out Burger one time. That was cool. That was before Old Navy, like the store Old Navy was even like in our mall. So there was like the Old Navy outlet store was wherever we went to the mall, like the women went.
That's interesting. You bring up Old Navy because the other day, or was it the other day? It was yesterday. I was talking to my wife about those Old Navy commercials. There was one in particular that I was pretty fond of. It was the Performance Fleece commercial, and it had Sherman Hemsley from the Jeffersons. I guess I'm aging myself with that.
You old boomer.
Robert's like, what the fuck is the Jeffersons?
That's hilarious.
Jeffersons, man.
But anyway, I don't know where I was going with that.
Yeah, no, that's cool. No, I remember that though because whatever mall we were at, I have no idea where we were, but above the mall was just this huge mountain range, and there was snow on top. It was hotter than hell where we were, but I remember with me and my dad. Of course, we didn't want to shop with the women because they went to Old Navy. My cousin's like, tell my mom, you got to see Old Navy.
Shop like a man,
it's not really that big a deal. I've been to Old Navy 100 times. but where we were standing though was a Boston. We were at a Boston Market, like an actual Boston Market restaurant, and like here we just have the frozen meals at the store, But Boston Markets, that's the shit, When you're actually at the Boston Market.
Sadly, I'm only familiar with the Boston Market.
The meals.
Yeah, you know, I didn't really know that it was like this thing. Like,
I don't even know. I mean, like I said, this was a good while ago. So, I mean, I
you know what
graduated high
else?
school 20 years ago, so it was before that.
Yeah, you know, another thing that I think is kind of sad for me. I feel like this kind of sucks is we don't have a White Castle out here, so I don't really understand.
We don't
Uh,
have one
Yeah,
like
yeah.
here,
We
but
only have our only experience with White Castle is to get like the frozen
the
box
fucking
meals. Yeah,
frozen.
yeah. We don't have a White
oh yeah,
Castle
the
anywhere on,
little
at least
frozen
only on the
burgers. Yeah.
West Coast I'm aware of.
Yeah, and you know, it's sad because one time I bought a box of those White Castle burgers in the frozen section, and you know what? It was fucking good. I liked it.
Oh,
So I'm like,
it's too good. That's the problem. It's just too good.
so I can only imagine what an
When
actual
an actual fresh one would be
Those guys know
like.
what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. You know.
It's like
Yeah.
if you can smoke enough weed, you can imagine you're at a real White Castle
Oh,
when
I
you're
mean, it's heaven.
microwaving the shitty frozen burgers.
It's heaven. It's so heaven. Yeah.
I
Do you guys have
imagine that's good.
do you guys have Popeyes and like Bojangles and stuff out there?
We don't have a Bojangles.
We have Popeyes, but no Bojangles.
No Bojangles. Oh man.
No.
Yeah,
It's okay. I don't know. It's more southern. So I go down to South Carolina quite a bit, and it's the further south you go, the more there are. It's like Waffle House. I'm sure you guys have a Waffle House, right? No?
we have a Roscoe's chicken and
Yeah,
waffles.
we got Roscoe's
That's-
Chicken and Waffles in LA.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
fire. And then like at least in our town where we're at, we got IHOP and Denny's.
Oh yeah, there's IHOP. Right
Yeah,
up the
but
road.
honestly, 24th Street Cafe, that's where it's at.
it's in Bakersfield.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
Bakersfield. That's the spot, man.
I
I'll
was
rep that
I
place all
looked
day.
up. I was
That's
up.
bad. I mean, I practically live down the street from it, so I'll walk there to go get breakfast all the time. So I love the 24th Street Cafe.
it
That's
really
where
is
it's
good.
at. Yeah.
I was looking up that place you guys played last. If you say the name, I'll know it. But for some reason, it was like 4 in the morning. I was wide awake and I was just looking up random things. And I looked up the bar and it looks awesome. I guess Coolio played there. There's a picture of Coolio playing on the stage, and of course, a bunch of local bands. But
Where is this at?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Well, where is this? It's the last place we played at. Physically,
well, I mean,
that was at the Fox Theater when we
no,
did our live stream from the Fox Theater.
wasn't that?
That was the
Was it a
last.
bar?
Yeah, well, look, I mean, yeah, they had food, and they had like an upstairs that had like another stage too. They were saying like in the thing, and it has like a rooftop place or something where you can see the beach.
The holding company in San Diego.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
that
it.
has to
Holding
be it.
That place is really
That
awesome.
is really cool.
Yeah, that looks. I was looking at their menu. I was like, man, the food looks phenomenal.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's like it's right there, but it's in Ocean Beach, and it's literally like feet away from the beach.
Yeah.
We played there with headphone.
Shout out to those boys. We love
once or twice, I think. But yeah, that place is really nice.
It looks nice. Yeah, and
Especially
a
now because
lot of
they
music.
remodeled it.
A lot of music, a lot of different styles of music. I mean, like I was watching the videos and stuff, and like they're just any style you can think of is there. What
Yeah, they
what
did
do
a
you
lot
think
of really cool
what do you
stuff.
think the main genre is like around where you guys are? Is it like punk? Is it like is it islandy? Or is there a main one, or is it just pretty diverse?
Well, there's a lot of different ways you can come at that question. I mean, Bakersfield, I mean, typically we're always going to be a country town. It is what it is. Bakersfield always has that reputation. But at the same time, there's a good rock scene here, and like there's a lot of good punk and metal bands that are from this town as well.
Corn's from there, right? Is it Corn from there?
Corn's from here.
Who else did you say, Dax? When you were telling me Corn and who else was it? Somebody else you were telling me.
I was talking about we're famous for Buck Owens.
Buck Owens, Merle Haggard. I'm a Merle Haggard guy. If I'm forced to choose, Merle Haggard all day.
Yeah,
Merle
you
Haggard,
can't,
yes.
you can't talk about Bakersfield and not bring up either Merle Haggard or Buck Owens.
Yeah,
It's just
I was just shocked that Dax had never seen Encino Man, because I asked him. I said, "How far is Encino from Bakersfield?" And he's like, "I've never even seen Encino Man." I'm like, "How?"
I hadn't. I like Brendan Fraser. I think he's fine.
I don't like him at all, but I'm just saying it's
Really?
that's a Pauly Shore movie, though. Really,
Well, that's what I'm saying. That was where I was going next, because I remember I had seen what was that movie he was in, and I went to the theater to see it. It was that movie where he oh good lord, why am I blanking on this? Because it's a great movie. But it was like Pauly
It wasn't
Shore's.
that good if you can't think of it.
It was good. God damn it. It was
You can't think of the name.
Wasn't that good? It wasn't important enough to remember.
Just IMDb Pauly Shore's movies. He's done so many of them.
I'm good. I don't want to watch any of them. Hey,
Fair enough.
I want to go ahead and take a listen to one of your songs. That way, people can be like,
Yeah.
Are these people? These people look cool. What kind of music do they play? Oh, well, it's mediocre. No, I'm kidding. But
you play post-futurist instrumental rock.
I didn't know which one to. I didn't know which one to load up first. I didn't want to do Resistor first. We'll do that one last. But like, I didn't know whether to put positive first or negative first. So I just went ahead and went with it and put Center Positive first.
There you go. Yeah,
there's no lyrics in your all stuff. So like what? So you really can't talk about the lyrics because there's no lyrics. But
there are no lyrics.
What's the song about? What's how did you come up with the name? I guess.
I came up with the name because I had a lot. We're an instrumental band for one, and I use a lot of equipment, a lot of pedals, and one of my main not concerned, but one of my problems is always adapters. So some of them are center negative, some of them are center positive, and I'm always having trouble which ones will make whatever pedal I want to use work. So I was like, this sucks. So we decided to, I don't know, we had 2 songs that we were working on, and I'm not good with song titles. Obviously, I'm not good with lyrics, which is why we don't have any. So I figured, I'll call it one song center positive, the other song center negative. And, one song has kind of like a positive feel.
More positive compared to the other one.
Yeah.
And even then, they're kind of like sister songs to each other because we wrote those 2 songs kind of at the same time. Like they're back to back to each other. Like we go down to jam, practice sessions, and we start with one, and then once we got burnt out on that, we're racking our brains, like we have to do something else, switch to the other one and start working on that one. Yeah. So we did print both of them at the same time. So
correct.
Yeah.
Let's take a listen to Center Positive, and then we'll come back and chat a little bit.
Yeah, cool.
mean, the dancing was perfect. I mean, that's exactly what I pictured when I was looking at the
That's how we do it live. We just have it pre-recorded. We just dance. We just dance on stage like a bunch of goofballs. Yeah.
Hey, how far back do you guys go playing together? Like, how far back does Contranistas go? And well, we'll talk about the name in a little bit because me and Dax were talking about that. But yeah,
Yeah.
how far back do you guys go, and how long you been hanging out and stuff?
Well, there's a bit of a story behind that, I guess. As far as us hanging out, knowing each other, probably about 8 or 9 years now.
Yeah.
As far as like maybe close to 10, as far as knowing each
I
other.
was gonna say maybe even more closer to.
I remember the first time I met him, with his now wife. Her and I used to be housemates together at a house we lived in downtown. I remember he came over to my house one day when they were dating. And that's the first time I met him. And I haven't been able to get rid of him ever since. And then, just friendships and playing music downtown. I was in a previous band. He was in another band called Choirs. And those two bands, we play shows together a lot downtown.
Toured together.
Yeah, toured together, actually. Yeah. Once the band I was in fell apart for, again, another long story of things. I eventually ended up playing drums for Choirs, which he was in at the time. And we did that for about a year-ish. Somewhere in there. I played drums for about the last year of that band's existence. And when that eventually all ended, unfortunately, it was just him and I left because, the singer moved, the guitar player went to go do other things. Just everyone kind of went their separate ways. And it was just Dax and I still there. And we're like, well, I don't want to stop playing. And I like playing with you. So then we kept going. Yeah. So, yeah.
So from there, it was just, and this is back in 2016, actually. Yeah. It was about the end of 2016 when we decided to just kind of keep on trucking. And then, we were going to try and go on as a 3-piece with our other guitar player for Choirs by the name of Justin.
Shout out to Justin Martin. We love you. If he ever sees this, we love you, bro. Yeah.
He's the
guy that recorded our songs, actually.
Right.
Yeah.
We go to him to do all our recording. Yeah. And his studio is called the Noise Feed here in Bakersfield, and he's really great. As a matter of fact, also, I'm going to plug this for you, Justin. He has a podcast, and it's called Songwriting Malpractice. And if you get a chance, check it out. He does a lot of
I've always wanted to do like not be on someone else's podcast, but have them on my podcast and me on theirs, and we'll interview each other. And just
that's awesome. That's a really cool idea.
I don't know if it would turn into a fight though. You know what I mean? Like we try to gain more control. Because as a host, you gotta keep control. So like it would have to be like something notarized or something at the beginning, just so there's no nothing.
No conflict of interests.
Yeah, I don't know. I always wanted to do that. I think it'd be fun just to feel. Well, I mean,
that would be cool.
I'm a musician, so I would expect music questions, I guess, or stuff about my podcast, which is music. So I'd be good with that. So I don't know if doing a podcast with somebody that also does a music podcast would be a good idea, because what would we talk about?
You could trade secrets. You could trade tips and tricks.
You can't do that like as a show. Trade secrets, because that's secrets. You know what I mean? You can't broadcast your secrets. I mean, I do all the time, but I mean. So anyway,
where were we?
Where were we?
Yeah, where were we? I think we got we left Justin. We got sidetracked. So yeah, Contranistas when started in 2016, and then we kind of worked from there.
We went from there. Yeah. We Justin decided to go and pursue his band, who's called If It Kills You, which are a great band, by the way.
Metal band. Got to be a metal band or a country band.
Honestly.
Yeah, if you get a chance, talk to.
Are they metal or country?
More like a.
They're like a post-hardcore.
Post-hardcore would be if you want to take a big blanket term to use, that's the best one to use. Post-hardcore.
Yeah, they're great though. They really truly are.
Where do you guys fit your music? Do you fit it into a genre at all, other than instrumental? I know it's instrumental, but does it fit? I don't know. There's so many subgenres. It's like, where do you fit it?
We've discussed this on another podcast we've done in the past, and as much as I kind of hate the term, the best way to do it is post rock, I guess.
Yeah,
But
and there's so much
I honestly don't think that's a fair assessment of our band, because the direction, especially with the newer songs we're doing, I don't really think we fit even that genre anymore. So I
And
don't
you know,
know.
I've heard of that.
It's,
I've heard of that math core or math rock, which I guess
yeah,
is a lot to do with tempo changing and you know numbers and things. So I guess you could
that and
put
metric
that.
modulation. But
It
yeah,
sounds so it sounds so nerdy though. You know what I mean? Math rock. You know, it's like
I mean, I think it's kind of cool, kind of nerdy.
yeah,
Um, but I mean, I have no idea. I mean, in terms of like songwriting or whatever, I pull from a lot of different influences, and a lot of my different influences happen to be rooted in I don't know, a lot of 80s stuff going on there, a lot of early 90s.
yeah,
Some of
sure.
the stuff I like is kind of like a noise rock. Some of the stuff I like a lot of electronic music.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. I
so I like
definitely noticed that.
experimenting with that.
I think that's how I found you guys actually on Instagram was the Volca channel because I think or not channel or whatever you call it. You know, I'm new to Instagram, so I don't really know what they call things, but you know
Mhm.
the page I guess the because I have the Volcas too. I have beats in the
Yeah, I
FL.
love those
Mhm.
things.
And I think that's where I found you, and then I was you know listening to your music, and I was like I gotta get these guys on, but so I can definitely hear a lot of electronic influence in your stuff, which has got to be difficult for you, Robert, with playing drums because you know he's gonna bust out the drum and bass stuff and like play it faster, you
Yeah,
know.
I mean, he does a great job. I mean,
He does, yeah.
I do okay.
but then also being that we're loop based, so everything I'm doing is live looped for
Right.
the most part. I mean, that's um, you know, because we don't have a bass player, so I do all the different tracks, all the guitar and the bass kind of simultaneously, and the synth stuff. So I'm constantly looping that, you know, making loops as we
Do you ever
go.
get confused on that? I would get.
Fuck yeah,
I had one
absolutely,
loop pedal one
He
time.
confuses the shit out of me. Fuck.
absolutely. It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
recommend it.
Robert. We're gonna start looping your bass, just your bass, okay? So you don't have to worry about the. You know, can you imagine?
Yeah,
He started looping your individual drums for you.
That'd be great. He could take a break, go take a piss, do whatever he's got
yeah.
to do.
Have
Yeah,
some
just let
pizza or
it play.
something,
Have
like,
some
yeah,
pizza.
yeah. Well, actually, that's something we'll have to discuss this later. But this is something
Yeah,
like,
Plan.
don't do it on the show.
plans are literally being formed as we speak, as I'm making them up my mind right now. Yeah, I have this little, I literally have it off camera over here, but it's
Where'd he
A
go?
new toy.
one of these I'm gonna start playing with. I've
Oh
never really
yes.
touched with them before, and I'm just
Which one
gonna.
is
So
that? Which
this
one is
opens up a whole new avenue of headaches and problems we're gonna have to deal with writing
that?
songs. But I'm gonna give it a try. We'll see what happens.
Which
Yeah,
machine is
I could start looping electronic drums and then play acoustic drums on top of that. So that's a whole
that?
other avenue we can go down.
That's there's a lot going on. My brain's just like, what, he's gonna do this and he's gonna do. You know, I was looking at one of your post decks from a few I guess a few months ago when you were taking your pedal board apart for some reason or something.
Constantly.
But
Just because I
I
can.
shared
It's
it with my
fun. Yeah.
buddy. I shared it with my buddy down in Houston, and because he uses all the what's the brand, Rob? Earthquaker. He uses all the Earthquaker
Oh yeah.
stuff.
Earthquake
He's got
devices,
a
man.
bunch of
Big
those
fan
things.
of those guys.
But he puts them on his like synths and shit like in
Yeah.
on his mode. I mean, it's
Really cool.
none of it's like boarded like on a nice board with the wires tucked in. No, wires are everywhere. They're all tangled up, you know, and it takes forever to get something going. But he's the man, and I wanted to share that picture. I just zoomed in on that picture and sent it to him. He's like he hadn't said anything yet, so he's probably amazed. Either
He's
that
like,
or he's
fuck.
preparing he might be preparing a picture to send back. I don't know.
Oh, I love it. That's cool though. Yeah, the experimentation, man. That's what we're about for the most part.
Yeah,
Within reason.
yeah. One thing I've really always liked about, even from when we started, one thing I always liked about us is there really are no rules for our
Right.
band, and we just kind of we just do what we do. We play what we want to play as long as we like it. Fuck
Yeah.
everybody else. Honestly, I know it's kind of selfish, but it's the truth. Like
Oh yeah. I mean, you got to do
there's
what you
no
enjoy.
specific rules to our band. Like we have to play this way or we have to play this style of music. No, fuck all that.
Well,
Just
and you
whatever
guys are in a big enough
comes
area.
out, and you just roll with it.
You
Yeah.
guys are in a big enough city though too that there's going to be a following for what you do. You know, there's there.
Well, yes and no. I mean, what we do is really niche style like music. It's, you know, instrumental, post rock, whatever you want to call it, nonsense. You know, there's in this town, there really isn't a big scene for that.
Really?
Unfortunately, everything's either like country
Well,
or like alternative rock or punk and metal music, you know. So there, we don't really have a place per se. But we found that most of our fans have actually come from out of Bakersfield. People just we met, like you, they just found us through the internet. Honestly, that's where most of our fan base comes from.
Yeah.
It's not from here per se, but elsewhere, if you will.
Yeah. I was gonna say you should move then if you don't have it. If you don't have
oh, if only, man.
I would love to. Yeah. Honestly, this place is great. Bakersfield's great.
It is a good place.
Were you guys born and raised there?
Yeah, yes, I was. Yes. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, we have man, we make a lot of lists, dude. We're like least literate,
highest in STDs. That's just Kern County writ large.
That's a high one.
Yeah, that's a high one right there. Yeah.
Worst air quality.
Worst air quality for sure.
Oh,
well, yeah, man. That's all of California because it's constantly on fire, right?
It is now.
Yeah, and all the smoke is blowing down into the Central Valley where we live. So yeah, our whole sky right now is just fucking smoke and shit right now.
Yeah, a couple of days ago.
The fires aren't near you guys though, right? The fires.
No.
The last one, the closest one was up by Lake Isabella, Kern River Valley, all that. It's kind of up there, but there's 2 other ones going on right now that aren't necessarily close to us, but we still got the smoke from it.
It's all the time though, right? It's always on fire. Something's always
on fire. California, yeah.
It seems like it's terrible. It's really terrible. I mean,
it's awful.
I'm not making light of it at all.
It is awful.
It just seems like that's. I mean, you don't even really hear about earthquakes in California anymore. You hear about earthquakes in like Alaska and like we have tremors like that you can feel.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've felt them here, but they're very, you can't really tell. The ground vibrates slightly, and if you didn't feel it, you didn't feel it. But and then the meteorologist will get on and say, "Yeah, we had an earthquake." But I mean, it's like once every 15 years or something like that. But you guys have little tremors all the time. Being on the fault and everything. But
I'll take an earthquake over a tornado any fucking day.
Yeah, that's honestly.
Or a fire.
I mean, they're both awful options, but if you're forced to choose, I'd rather have the earthquake. Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. When was the last major one? Was that the?
That's a good question.
Was that the one where the videos have the Golden Gate Bridge going like this and shit?
I think that
not the Northridge earthquake back in the 90s.
The Northridge earthquake
that was
pretty big.
That was pretty big.
And the one that you're talking about where the Golden Gate Bridge was going off crazy. I think that was in '89.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Have you heard about the humming going on at the Golden Gate Bridge? There's a humming. This was on the Fox News. I don't believe in everything in Fox News, but you know what I mean. It was on the like the national news. So there's a humming that happens. I guess they installed some kind of railings or something on the Golden Gate, and after they did that, I guess the way the wind blows over the bridge, under the bridge, it creates this humming sound, and like it's. The residents are being annoyed by this. They want to know why it's happening. Seriously, I mean, I'll have to find it and send it to you. But it's a true thing. And like, there was a clip of it. Like
I've never heard of that. But honestly, it kind of makes sense. I mean, it's a big metal structure attached to the ground. Like it's gonna vibrate. People drive over it all day. I've driven over it. I've walked across it twice in my life.
They thought it was like the traffic going over and like the the berms.
Yeah, that's what I would think. Like that makes sense. Like
But there's a video of it, and somebody's just like standing, down to the side, and kind of looking up at it, and it's just like it's not really annoying though. I mean, it would be like a meditation, like
kind of pleasant, right?
Oh,
I'd be fine with it. Yeah, I'd be perfectly fine with it.
Yeah.
But I guess it's something that they installed when they did installations of something. I don't know.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I've honestly never
find it and send it to you. I don't know. We don't have problems
complaining neighbors,
we have pretty quiet bridges here, so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we have any bridges here
in Bakersfield.
No, we're flat as shit.
Not major ones. I mean, we got the ones that go across the Kern River. That's about it. Like, but they're not anything to write home about. Talk about.
Well, your old highways go up and like cross other highways, so that's only like the only bridges.
Yeah, that's especially down in LA.
Yeah.
Correct.
Hey, let's listen to to Center Negative since we're talking about negative things?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
Yeah, they're the sister songs of each other. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
So I guess it's similar to Center Positive, correct?
And in ways, well, actually not really. I mean, this one's a little more dour, I think.
I think it has a little more rocky, like this rock and roll kind of vibe to it.
It is
I
a little
guess.
more straightforward.
Yeah, straightforward. Yeah, that'd be better. Yeah.
The rhythm of it's a little more insistent, whereas the other one has got kind of like a groovy vibe, but this one is more like a straightforward rocker.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Cool. Well, let's take a listen. It's Contranistas, which we need to talk about the name when we come back.
We will.
We'll do that next. Yes.
Center Negative.
All right, here we go.
single tear.
Single tear, yeah.
It's like you want just lighters. Everybody to have a lighter in that, and just
Yeah, right.
yeah. Before we move along, I picked up a show next Tuesday. It's going to be kind of early because one of them has something to do, something else, like life and stuff. But no, curses. I had curses on a lot. Oh gosh, I'd have to go back in the shows and look. That's back when I was on Facebook, doing it on Facebook. They were on. They got signed to Sharp Tone Records, and they're actually from West Virginia. They're from Princeton, West Virginia, which is the southern part of the state.
Mhm.
And had them on, and actually went and saw them. They had a house party show, and me and my girl at the time we drove to Princeton and watched them, and it was fun, and got to meet them in person. They were on the show. It'd be like meeting you guys in person. So and then I've seen them a couple more times after that. But they're getting ready to go on tour in January. They're January, I think, to mid-February. It's like back to back. They're going to. I think they're coming out to California at some point.
Okay.
They're touring with I the Breather. It's I the Breather's 10-year reunion tour. It's I the Breather's Sleepwalker and Execution Day, and they're going to support them on that tour. And they're going to Canada. They're going all over the place. But they are coming to Pittsburgh. They're making a stop there, so I'll go up and see them when they're on.
Nice.
Oh yeah, they're out doing shit. That's good.
So Brandon and Eli, the two vocalists, are going to be on the show on Tuesdays. We'll talk a little bit about the tour and see how they're doing. With I think they played a festival recently, and I haven't seen them about a month or so. So that'd be fun. So tune in if you can. It'd be 3:00 your house time, middle of the day.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
Probably
okay.
be like at work or something.
Yeah, definitely. I
But
will.
all the shows are ready to go as soon as we end the live stream. They're posted up to YouTube.
Mhm. Awesome.
Cool.
Everybody and tell your friends, and even if you're watching at any point, probably not live. There's not many people that do watch it live, but hit that thumb button. I hate saying it. It just sounds so cliche. Everybody in their YouTube video says it, but you have to.
You have to do it. It's the algorithm. You gotta hit that fucking like button.
Share it to your grandmother. Share it to your grandmother. She will love the Contranistas. I mean, the meaning of their name has nothing to do with rebels or. Well, your grandmother might know actually what it means, but
yeah, only certain people of like a certain age are going to remember anything about the Contras.
I actually Googled Contranistas just in one word.
The Sandinistas, yeah.
And it came back it was broken up in like on Wikipedia, the Iran Contra affair, and then what was the Nistas part? What were they called?
Sandinistas.
Yeah. So I had to read about them because I didn't know about them. But anyway, tell the folks what it means.
It does honestly. It doesn't mean anything. It's just a
mashup name.
It's just a mashup, and I'm sure there's probably I don't know because I don't speak Spanish, but
I don't either.
I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about the Iran Contra affair, and I was telling my wife about what I was listening to, and so on and so forth.
Podcast talks about that though. I mean, like, what do they always talk about stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, I wish I remember the name of the podcast because there's some really interesting stuff. But they were talking about the like the Oliver North trial and so on and so forth. So I was telling her about this, and I was trying to say Contras versus the Sandinistas, and instead I ended up saying Contranistas, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
You're like, did you hear that? Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure she was like, whatever, dude. But
and even then, that just started off as a working title for the band. Like, we just needed a project name to go by, and ultimately it stuck. We've rolled with it ever since.
And then
you both were in choirs, right? You could have just said, we'll just name ourselves Chorus. You could have done that.
So. Well, the problem with that is that even when we were in choirs, if you were to do a search, you'd come up with every manner of
all the kinds of crazy shit. It pops up,
everything except us.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, I don't want to make that same mistake. Yeah, but with Contranistas, when you do a Google search, we pop right up. So that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you don't. It's Contras does. But
yeah, the Contras and the Sandinistas probably
but
hate us. If any of those people still exist, I highly doubt they like our music. Yeah, these
when
fucking assholes.
when you scroll down, the next thing is Contranistas.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But yeah, when I first I guess that's how it happened on Instagram. When I first started following you guys on there, I was listening to music. There's a band I used to go listen to up in Morgantown, which is about 30 minutes north of me, and you know that's the next stop, and then there's Pittsburgh. You know, so there's a band that I used to, when I lived up there. They were called Malachi Constant, and your all's music sounds similar to. I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but they used to come there and play a lot. You know, not like every weekend, but you know, pretty a good amount. So I've seen them a good amount of times, and they're all instrumental. And but the thing is, the drummer was in the front, like everybody else was behind him. That's how they set up every time.
Yeah.
They just and he was phenomenal, but you know, it was just they didn't want the focus on anything, so they just, I guess they put him up there. Maybe he was shy.
That's awesome.
I love that. Yeah.
That's really cool.
But yeah, I haven't heard anything. Like I've searched them and stuff, and I can't find anything. So I don't know. They're probably not even together. That was quite a while ago. But yeah, that's. I was like, it's like, man, I wish I even had it, because I remember I bought a CD. I don't know whatever happened to it. You know, everybody had those visors, CD visor things. I don't even.
Yeah.
All scratched to death, and yeah.
Absolutely.
Maybe that's why people are doing tapes, like cassette tapes now. You know, like how that's kind of coming back. Like a lot of bands.
Yeah, it's true. The total tape. All the hipsters brought the tape thing back, man. Like,
which is cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
I have a few myself, not gonna lie, but.
But you know, digital, I guess, is the way to go. I mean, not any. I guess unless you get a vinyl, nobody really has hard copies of anything. You know, I got a whole library of stuff in Apple Music that's like a lot of stuff, but I do have a couple like hard copies that I haven't even opened. I haven't taken the cellophane off just because it's.
Damn.
Right.
Okay.
Well, you know, I mean, people are, they're buying records again. We've made a couple of records ourselves, which coincidentally are available from KillerKern.records.com. So check out killerkern.bandcamp.com, killerkern.bandcamp, right? killerkern.bandcamp.com.
Yeah.
Killerkern, yes. But that's our friend Dylan. He started up it's his own DIY record label.
How do you spell it? Dylan? Is it Dylan? I was going to type it into the chat so that way the link is up on there.
Killer Kern, KILLER Kern KERN.bandcamp.com.
And not only can you find our music there, but there's a lot of really cool local bands that are on that label as well that are definitely worth checking out. Definitely.
Just text me that name and I'll type it.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool. That way people can check it. I think I did see that on your page. I think last.
Yeah, it's on our on our links.
Yeah, it should
right
be
there on our Instagram.
Yeah.
Are you guys anti-Facebook also? Because I mean, I used to have a show on Facebook, and I didn't get a copyright claim until I think the 6-month mark. I did the show for 6 months, and a lot of the guests I had were definitely in the copyright realm. You know, they weren't like just local people.
Mm-hmm.
The person I had on their stuff wasn't out yet, but I played a Clutch song at the end of the episode, and that's what
they
claimed.
Clutch. Yeah, I know the Clutch.
But that's what they claimed. So Warner Music claimed the entire episode, not just they. At first they just muted the end, and I was like, fine, I was done anyway. But
yeah,
then I didn't take it down, but Facebook said I didn't have to. It was just gonna be muted. I said, that's fine, mute it. That's good. That's good. I don't need the end anyway. So
yeah.
And then they emailed me again about a month later or something like that, and said that they claimed the whole episode. I was like, you know what, I'm done with Facebook then.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's been kind of been useless for us.
Yeah. I mean, the only social media I have left is my Instagram. And honestly, if I wasn't a musician, I'd delete that shit.
I don't even get on there on my personal account. You know, I don't get on Facebook because it's just a bunch of arguments anyway. You know?
It is. It's it's really kind of, it's not very.
I mean, any platform is, but but Instagram just seems like a lot cooler. It's cool.
It is. It's simpler. What I like about it is that you could seek out the people you want to reach.
Yeah.
Whereas with Facebook, it's like, they want you to fucking pay for
it.
this and that.
Instagram,
and they're like, here, you might know them.
Facebook does own Instagram, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, what I love about Instagram is it's more to the point. You get the picture and the words, and if you want to know more, there's a link.
But you also get those bots that want you to promote everything.
Yeah.
You gotta do something about that.
Yeah.
They need to fix that. That's because you see it. You don't see it all the time. Like before, you'd see it all the time. But like it's kind of seemed to calm down. But it just seems like anything you post on there, there's somebody that's promoted on. Blah, 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 no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That
was weird. What happened there?
We had a little power surge here.
I think we did.
Earthquake. Was it an earthquake?
That was an earthquake.
Oh no, it's an earthquake. Oh no.
It was funny. We did go to we went to Universal Hollywood when I was there, and we actually went on a ride that was actually a cafe that was like the set was a cafe, and they just shook the whole thing like I'm like this is what like things were falling everywhere. Things it was crazy. And I was like, okay, well, we need to go home because I don't like this. We need to
Yeah, it's a bit like those old 70s disaster movies.
We did do the instead of buying the map to go see the houses, like the celebrity houses, instead of buying the map, we just kind of went at it on our own because our cousin was like, I know this and this. Well, we went by the OJ thing.
The OJ thing. I love how you said
the house with the gate. The house with the gate. That's pretty much all you can see. The scene. We went past the scene of the crime.
Oh my god.
Scene of the crime. But we got honked at because we were trying to go slow past it so we could take touristy pictures with our disposable Kodaks. It was crazy. But I'll never forget that. It was
fucking juice. Man.
That
motherfucker. Like playing on the horn, like go.
Of course you fucking did it. Oh god damn.
It's a shame, really, dude, because I loved him in The Naked Gun.
OJ?
Yeah. He was really good in that.
He was a good football player.
I guess. I don't know. But
what's that big bit that he does about him?
I don't know.
Are you guys not sportsy?
What was that?
Are you guys not sportsy people?
I'm definitely not. I don't know, Robert. Are you?
I'm not a sports guy, honestly.
Nothing.
I guess now I'm getting older, I'm kind of more getting into it a little bit. But I've been a fucking Vanguard my whole life. Like I was never a big sports dude. Not my thing now.
Same here.
It's fun. Our state's relatively small, I guess, compared to and pretty close knit. So like our big university is West Virginia University, where I went to school. Mm-hmm. My mom went to school there. My dad, and that's our college team, and I've always followed them, and they're disappointing a lot, but that sometimes they don't disappoint. But anyway, sports.
It's a game, and it's supposed to be fun, right?
There's points. I'm told, and no.
Sports ball.
But no, I was
do the things, win the points.
I was in the marching band when I was in college up there, so that was fun. So I was music follows me everywhere I go. I don't want to run out of time. I think we're okay on time, but I want to make sure we play Resistor, and I want to ask you who was because there's vocals in this a little bit.
Yeah.
But who was vocaling this? Was it either one of you, or was this just a?
No, it was just a sample. I took a sample of a speak and spell. Yeah, and then I just figured out that I could, because I pulled the sample from somewhere. I won't say where, but I'm sure anybody can YouTube. You can find it. Yeah, you can find it. Honestly. So I just found a rhythmic way to use it, and it just spells out the name of the song. It's nothing special, but I thought it sounded cool. It was also our first, as far as I'm aware, it's our first example of ever using samples in the song. Yeah, it was our first time ever even trying it, honestly. Yeah, because I'd always been interested in doing stuff using samples, because I, grew up listening to like Ministry, Skinny Puppy, so on and so forth, stuff like that. It was very sample heavy, and I always wanted to have an opportunity to use it, and I never really did, or never, go as far as I wanted to into it. And so I bought a little cheap sample.
I was there something happened with y'all's audio, so I'm like tweaking it. So it sounds like you guys are robots. So it's kind of cool, actually.
That's awesome. We are.
It is. It's like a sound effect. So like I'm like tweaking the like the treb and the bass and stuff, so you can kind of make out what you're saying, but you sound like robots. And it's terrific. Like seriously. Like I mean, I don't. I'm glad it happened. I'm so glad it happened. Yeah. It makes this song sound badass. You know, like. But let's go ahead and take a listen to it, and we'll figure all that crap when we get done. But here's Resistor, and it's about I don't know what it's about. I couldn't tell what he was saying, but if you don't know how to spell Resistor, this guy will tell you in the song. So here's Contranistas. that Kids at a Playground?
That was. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I got that one right. Okay.
Mhm.
I'd like to make a special note about that song.
No,
Um,
I was. Oh, you need to make a special note. Go ahead.
yeah, my wife doesn't like that song.
What?
Yeah,
That's grounds for divorce.
it's the truth.
Grounds for divorce right there. I would not put up with that.
Shit, but you hears this, man?
Do not put up with that. Do not put up with that. No.
It's fine, you know. I trust her opinion, and
Well, I mean,
it's just one of those things where I think we just disagree, and it's cool because it helps to not everybody's gonna like what you do
well, yeah, but
all
I
the
think that
time.
your spouse would. I mean, or at least lie about it and say that. Oh, I love
But
this.
I would rather be honest and be like,
Yeah.
"Yo, honey, I don't really like that song," and she has.
What is it about that song that she doesn't like?
I think she doesn't like the repetitiveness of the opening like guitar part.
Yeah, but I mean, you're looping, so it kind of if it's not
I
repetitive,
do.
you can't. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Did you say, honey? I play like 7 instruments. Okay, I can't play them all
right,
at once. Something has to repeat. I'm sorry.
and it's
She
fine. I
knows by
love it.
now. She should know this
It's
by now.
not a deal breaker. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
To be fair, Katie has been a big supporter of our band. She's also been a band photographer.
Yeah,
Also the merch
Yeah,
girl.
yeah,
and hopefully at some point she will be like tour manager.
definitely managerial status shit
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. Definitely stay with her then, Dax, because you're gonna that's free help.
I'm coming home, honey. God damn it! Why don't you like my song?
It's been a pleasure talking to you guys. It really has. It's
Likewise. This is a lot of
This
fun.
has been a lot of fun. Yeah.
long time coming. I think too. Did you get COVID, Robert?
Yeah, I did.
That's why we had to postpone because you got COVID. See, that's
got the COVID. It sucked. Sick about 5 days overall. I lucked out. It didn't hit me too hard, thankfully. I mean, I'm still alive, obviously. And I'm fine now. But yeah, shit fucking sucks, man.
Yeah.
Not recommended.
Yeah. 10 out of 10. Do not recommend.
How's the live scene out there?
Get the fucking vaccine if you haven't already. Do it. Jesus fucking Christ, man.
How's the live scene out there? Is it pretty? Is it okay out your all's
It's
way?
it's just now coming back. Now things are starting to open up again. It's we're in the works of booking shows. So hopefully within the next month or two we'll get back to doing live gigs again. The last time we played live was at a skate shop downtown Bakersfield. And that was the last live show we did. Other than that, we've done, like live stream stuff from Bakersfield Sound Company. Ooh, we got to plug them too. Bakersfield Sound Company, big supporters of those guys. We did one out of the Fox Theater in downtown. We did a live stream out of there. And then just doing stuff out of our own studio, just making videos and posting it online. Outside of that, we haven't done any live shows, but we're getting back to do that very soon.
What do you guys have coming up? You got some new songs, album maybe, or just
we have a couple of new songs that I'm working on. Like all of this that we're doing, it for whatever reason it takes a hell of a lot of time and effort, I guess, because I have so much crap going on.
Well, just don't make it very repetitive, please.
I'll try to. I'll run. That's my test market right there. Run it by my wife, and if I get the thumbs up, then I know it's good.
It's okay with her. It's fine.
Then it should be good. Well, that's the worst right there. If she's like, "Oh, it's fine," oh, it's fine.
And then you're like, "Something's wrong here. Something's wrong."
Yes, that always.
Well, that's that spousal speak right there, where it's like, "Oh, it's fine." No, it's not fine.
Yeah, you want some constructive criticism, not just
But I have there's a couple of stuff, a couple riffs that I'm working on that I'm trying to map out and figure out what I want to do, what I want to add. Like I said, I do a lot. Everything I do is loop based, and I have a plethora of effects and pedals and all manner of things that sometimes I suffer from option paralysis.
Yeah.
And then like you mentioned earlier, you'll see pictures of me pulling my my pedal board apart just to change something up and everything. You know what I mean? Sometimes I get stuck on those things where like I should be working on music, but I'm not. I'm pulling apart my pedal board.
You have to pull the pedal board apart.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, it's going to become self-aware.
Well,
correct.
I have a drum set in this other room. It's not set up, but I have a drum set in this other room. So sometime when everybody's over, we'll jam and stuff. But you know what's cool about drum sets? There's no volume knobs. There's no pedals. There's no adapters. You just
hit it, and it makes a sound. It's great.
But it makes a sound. But sometimes if the heads are bad, then it makes a crappy sound.
Yeah.
There's problems with I got my guitar. I'll show you my guitar in a little bit, but it's getting a fret buzz. And I had Shockwire. I don't know if you guys follow Shockwire on Instagram. He's like he went viral just by doing a little video about Metallica. But he plays guitar. And I had him on the show, and he's like, dude, just because he talks really loud. That's kind of his shtick thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, just get a Allen wrench and just fix the truss rod. I was like, I'm not sticking anything in. I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm just gonna.
Yeah, that's it's you got to be careful with that shit. So if you're not
I don't want to mess it up. So
I don't know. I've done it a couple of times to like a bass that I had, and I ended up fucking it up.
Well, I mean, the guy that has a shop, the music shop, is they're certified Washburn, so I'll just take it.
Right on.
He knows it. He set it up for me, so he knows it.
Awesome.
Hey, I appreciate you guys coming on. I really do. Come back.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having us, man. Honestly, thank you.
Some new stuff, maybe a new album or new pedals. I don't care. If you want to co-host, if you guys want to jump in on co-host or something, that'd be fun. I'm starting to.
That would be fun. Yeah, that would be a lot of fun.
I would like to come back because we do have some new songs and we have things we're working on. We got shows we're trying to book coming up, getting back to playing live shows. We have new songs we're writing. We have a couple that we dropped on our Bandcamp that eventually will be pressed to vinyl at some point in time. So we have that coming up. So yeah, we'd love to come back on when we got more stuff. Yeah.
For any of the locals that might be watching around Bakersfield, anything in person they can expect you. To see? What do you guys have anything in person coming up where they can maybe see you out playing somewhere around?
We have something in the works. It's not 100% yet. So I don't want to
I can't. We're looking at probably October 16th. We're looking to book a gig, but we're still getting the lineup for the show. So it's us, a couple other bands, but nothing's finalized yet.
Live stream the show so I can watch it from West Virginia.
Oh, we are going to film it for sure. When we do play it, we are going to film it. You'll be able to find it on our YouTube page, our Instagram. Like you'll definitely be able to see it for sure. Yeah.
I had a couple of bands on from United Kingdom, and it was almost back-to-back shows, and they did a show together, one band and the other band, and they did some filming of that too, and it's just to be able to see it here, what they're so that's cool. But yeah, I'd like to get you guys on it, and I'll set you up with somebody that's totally different music, and you can co-host with me.
Absolutely, that'd be
fun. That's
You'll get some
like a mashup kind of deal.
You will get some candid moments, that's for sure.
Oh yeah,
some we will share. It'll be.
And I will come out to California sometime. I had a band on from.
Please do come out, man. We love to host.
I messed up with the post, the very first post when I posted it on Instagram. I put San Diego because I had a band on from San Diego a few months ago called Flowers from Spies, and they're down in San Diego, and I'd like to come out and see them, and I'll shoot up and see you guys too.
Absolutely,
please do, man. Please do.
Then over to Denver to see my buddy's band, Connie Clapp. So I'll just make a
right.
I'll get one of those white conversion vans, and no, never mind. I'm not gonna do that.
Rapey van.
Too soon. Sorry.
Your bug out van. Deck it out.
The bug out.
Got solar panels on top and everything.
Convert it into a camper and go to the Tetons.
Hey, actually, that's a really good idea. I want to do that personally. I'd love to do that. Yeah.
It was a good idea for some, but no. So Tuesday 6:00. That's too early for you guys. You guys will be working or living life in California. But Tuesday at 6 o'clock, I got Brandon Casto and Eli Fry on from Curses, the vocalist from Curses.
And that's from Curses, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll talk to them about their upcoming tour with Eye the Breather, which is badass. You guys probably heard of them. They're freaking cool.
I have not, but
They
I
broke up like
listen.
6 times, but they're doing a reunion tour, so it's their 10-year reunion tour, and they're supporting them.
I did listen to I listened to Curses a little bit, and they kind of reminded me of Silent Planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
If you're, are you familiar with Silent Planet?
I'm not. No. Mm-mm.
Okay.
Give him a check, man. Thomas Farquharson, man. Good dude. We love that guy. He's actually one of the co-owners of Bakersfield Sound Company, so we're good friends with him. We love that dude to death.
Tell your headphone buddies to check their Instagram messages.
Yeah.
Serious.
I would love to get them on. I love their stuff. Their stuff is it's different, but it's good. It's really good. So
You know, as a matter, like I was saying earlier, we have a history with this guys, and Morgan McCrae specifically from Headphone. He's the lead guy, and he he's the vocalist, and he contributed some keys to a couple choirs songs.
Okay.
So there's
and you were on their you're on their new record also. Are you?
And I'm on their new record.
Yeah. So yeah,
they're
you'll have to co-host that one because you're on the record. So I mean,
that would be fun, and it would get weird and funny.
Hey, that's what this whole hour's been, just weird.
I love it.
Funny. But hey, thanks for coming on.
Weird and funny.
If you guys got like 5 minutes, stick around for a little bit until I kill the stream. I'll talk to you for a little bit afterwards. Is that okay? Or do you have something to do?
think it's my phone's about to die, honestly.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you on Instagram then. Is that cool?
Absolutely, dude.
Yeah, man.
All right. Hey, nice meeting you guys. And
Likewise,
and,
man. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us, man.
A lot of fun.
I
We
look
love everyone on the internet. We love you guys. Thanks for watching.
Take care.
Appreciate it.
Yes.
Take care, guys. Have a
Be
good
safe.
one.
I'll see you guys on Tuesday with Brandon and Eli. This is Rest by Curses.
Just like the old days when we were young, when a smile came naturally, my inspiration to carry on, when I'm tired and crumble.